What's up, more fans? Dan Stewart, and today I'm going to be reacting to the new trailer for the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. So, last night we had the Super Bowl, so Marvel must have decided, let's give them a new not Transformers, a new Guardians trailer. Maybe surprisingly, there's nothing else on the internet I've seen, like no Loki or, or the Marvels, which I had my suspicions that no way they were going to show the Marvels yet, but that's okay. At least they gave us a new Guardians trailer, so I got it all up, volumes ready. Before I play it, my hopes on this is show us a good amount of Adam Warlock. Hopefully maybe they can explain about the thing on his forehead, because I am really hoping it's got to be the Soul Gem, or, something related like to do with Soul still. Obviously it can't be the Soul Stone, because we know what happened to that, but, well, and the Infinity Stones, but you get what I mean. Hopefully we see more of the High Evolutionary. Maybe give us info like, is the Rocket's girlfriend going to be in the story, like in the present or past? But I would have thought they'd give that one away. But anyway, let's have a see then. Ooh, I can't wait to see what this shows. Here we go.
I'm going to tell you something. I'm Star-Lord.
Ooh.
I formed the Guardians. Met a girl, fell in love.
Yep.
That girl died. Then she came back.
Yeah, but not the one you know.
Back a total dick.
Oh, please.
This.
You left out some important information, but that is the gist of it.
This is. And. Ooh. Oh.
My
Yes.
secret mission
Ooh.
is to create the perfect society.
Oh.
He didn't want to make things perfect.
Oh.
He just hated things the way they are.
Oh. Whoa. Ooh. Yes.
I want you all to know that I'm grateful to fight beside my friends.
Oh. Oh. Oof. Oh.
We were always searching for a
Oh.
family. And now we found each other.
Oh. Ooh. Ooh.
One last ride.
Ooh. Oh.
We'll all fly away together
Oh.
into the forever
Oh no.
and beautiful sky.
Oh.
Whoever it was that you were in love with, it sounds more like her.
Her? That's for you.
Not putting me in the mix.
Knock it off!
Ever noticed how black your eyes were?
They were replaced by my father as a method of torture.
He picked a pretty set.
Dude. That's pretty good, actually. I love that. That is pretty cool. And looks like the High Evolutionary is going to be someone that's really hard to take on. And nobody, still a good amount of Adam Warlock, but not much as I was hoping for. But let's get into it then. So let's break down what's going on here then. So we start off with Rocky. Looks like coming into one of the bars on Nowhere. Obviously checking on Quill. Well, I will say, I believe it is a bar because you got some tables and all that, so all that. Then obviously, as you hear Quill saying about that, I'm Star-Lord, I bought the team, all that. I fell in love, and then obviously found out that you're back, but you're a deuce, which that's a funny way to say. But obviously, we do see Quill obviously on the table, and looks like he's still going to be missable because obviously with Gamora gone. Then we get a new shot. Then we get some new shots like Quill shooting, on which I don't know who he'll be shooting at. But more I'm thinking, that might be some target practicing. Then we see the Guardians all walking together with Gamora behind them, which makes sense because this version is not with them. Well, has not got a connection with them yet. Then obviously shows us some flashbacks, obviously, of the first Guardians film, but when Gamora and Star-Lord were going to kiss. And here's the bit when he says to the Gamora saying about that he turns into a douchebag, which I'm like, damn. And Allah, she just pushes him, and I'm like, yep, this Gamora's got some anger issues. And I love it how the with Gamora's face when he says to her, she just turns at him, and goes like, like what? And I love how Nebula just goes like, there's some details you're missing and all that. Now, where this bit could take place, it looks like, because obviously in the first trailer we saw as well that the Guardians are all wearing like an orange kind of prison-y kind of colour, well, kind of suits as well. So it looks like they must be in some, obviously in a prison. Well, it might be like a prison by the High Evolutionary, or, I mean, it's not gonna be Nova prison or anything, but, or it could be in a different type of prison, but I'm leaning more, it could be something like the High Evolutionary's got a prison, you know, for himself, of his own creations, I bet. And then, obviously, we got a shot here with the Guardians looks like about to come to counter Earth. And Quill's face looks confusing, because I thought first then when he was about to say, wait, is this Earth? You know, but to me, it looks like that in the film, he might say something like that, going like, wait, this is Earth? You know, and all that, he'd be confused and going like, what's it doing in this area? It shouldn't be in the Noah sector area. But I thought that's what he might have said in the trailer, but no. Then we get looks at the High Evolutionary, and he looks like he's got something up his sleeve. It looks obviously here, so we get some new info on the character, really. Well, this version. Which I would say he's the same, you know, from the comics. Then we see the guy who's coming out of the, obviously, hyperspace, and looks at it by the, this weird floating ship. This might be the prison, or it could be the, maybe a big ship that the High Evolutionary's created. And now there's a one shot here when you can see him when he's got hair on him, because the other shots we've seen, he looks like that he's got no hair, and he looks like his skin is attached to the back of the, like an armor piece of his head. So maybe this bit here might be like before he changed bits of himself. So we might be looking at a sort of younger version of him. And he seems like he is spraying to someone about, you know, about his work and all that. Then we see baby Rocket, which, and then here it looks like, this is terrible here, because it looks like Rocket is strapped down onto like a table thing, and oh god, it just looks bad. It does, because obviously Rocket, it looks like he's been through hell, like what they've done to him and all that. And obviously this part, it looks like they must have already done some little bits, you know, to make him look like what he is. And then we could see, obviously, the High Evolutionary with a couple of people. And I would say that the knife thing we saw in the last trailer with blood dropping might be from Rocket, when in the past. And we could see a number happening. So, looks like the High Evolutionary gave him a number. They gave him the numbers 8, 9, P, well, I'd say 1, 3. I can't recall if we've seen those numbers on it. I wouldn't say, I would say we haven't, that's the first time we've seen numbers like that on him. And it does look like that's being onto his skin. And then we can see Rocket's eyes, and through his eyes we can see the High Evolutionary is about to do something. But, it's just bad, really. Then we jump to the present with Groot, and then, well, we see the face of Groot going like, and then Rocket obviously saying about him, you know, saying about he doesn't care, you know, what he does. And it seems like the Evolutionary is all about, like, he hates what they look like, so he looks like to him, it's like, ugh, I hate that, I'm going to change you up, I'm going to change you, you know, to make you look better. So, obviously, because the High Evolutionary, he's all about evoluting a species, so evoluting something like a species, you know, change them and make them improvements and all that, so that does fit the bill for this version as well. I mean, he was going to be the same, like the comics, like, oh, look at this thing, I'm going to evolve it, I'm going to change it, I'm going to make it evolve and all that. So, but obviously Rocket is saying here that he hates it, what it looks like, you know, so it's like, oh, I'm going to improve it. And then we got and now this is interesting. So we got a shot of Nebula, and we see her arm turns into a blade, or like, well, yeah, like a blade. So that's new. So it looks like Nebula's got now a new ability. So that's pretty amazing. So it's kind of like nanotech, like Tony's. Well, obviously it might be a different. It's going to be like not Tony Stark's kind of one, but obviously made of alien stuff. You know what I mean? So, and I love as well that it can't, like when the blade is out, it's like it's all fire, like I mean you see like it's burnt, like a lava kind of burn or something like that. And we see a shot with Walkie, like now this one's a bit little different here. I think like it's a weapon he's using, but or how he's loading his gun ready. Because first trailer he goes like what he says about I'm done running and he gets his gun out, but here it's like he's doing it a bit different. Then obviously we see new bits of the Guardians in their colourful space suits, and Nebula her screaming her head off, and then how she's jumping looks weird. Then we can see it looks like a bit here when Star-Lord and Groot are going to meet up with obviously the High Evolutionary around his. Well, I'd say this might be his office or whatever you want to call it. And here we can see like Kraglin holding Yondu's owl like this, and he's closing his eyes. I think at this point still, I think he might be still terrible with the owl, so he's throwing like this to focus. But you can see people around him all running around. And this is on Nowhere, so I'd say this might be maybe Nowhere's getting attacked, so he's going like, okay, I've got to do this properly this time. I don't want to screw up, you know. Because I am hoping by the end of the movie he learns to do it good and he goes like, yes, I can be like Yondu properly now. And then we get a new shot with Drax saying about, you know, it's been an honor, you know, helping my friends and all that. And he looks like he's been it looks like you can tell he's been in a battle. Because you can see like burn marks on his suit and all, and like black stuff on his head. So, yeah, it looks like the guys have been through hell. Then here he looks like, I don't know what this is, but behind it looks like you got some weird creature. It might be the creature from the Guardians 2. We already saw in the first trailer of the Guardians 3. Then we see the young, looks like, that's how I'm going to call it, the young High Evolutionary again. Then we see Adam Warlock flying through on Counter Earth. And I would say, maybe at this point, he's with the Guardians, like he's now become an ally to the Guardians. And he's just going through, maybe just to help people. Then we see Gamora with Rocket, they're running to the ship. And then next week, it looks like we see the ship gets destroyed, I'd say. The Guardian ship, but it's hard to tell, but I think it's getting destroyed. Because you see some explosions going off. Then, what else do we get? Then we see Groot coming down from the sky to drop on Adam Warlock. And obviously this is in Nowhere. So, okay, so obviously from that now, so it looks like that. It ain't just going to be Nebula taking on Adam Warlock when they first bomb into him on Nowhere. It looks like the Guardians are going to get into a fight with him as well. Then we can see a young Rocket and obviously his girlfriend, Lylla, I want to say her name is, or something like that. And it looks like they're both laughing, so I say something must have happened. Now we get a new bit of a shot with Groot and Star-Lord blasting their guns. So that looks pretty cool. It's like new bits on that one. But man, it looks cool how Groot's using his multiple arms to shoot. Which looks amazing. Then obviously we got, a wobbly with Cosmo's head goes up like, you know, like how a dog does their head like, whoop? Like if they heard something or somebody's had to go down or something like that. Then we see, then another shot we got is Star-Lord on top of Gamora, like something just happened and the boat just ended up and like that. With a weird creature by them. Now, in the first trailer, it looks like there was some weird creature behind the Guardians when they were all walking together. And I'd say this must be the creature, which I don't know what the hell that is. That's some new one to me. Then it looks like we see Groot obviously fighting and obviously Rocket getting on top of him. Which, look, yeah, we're getting that again. Rocket being on top of Rocket. Rocket being on top of Groot again. Just like he did in the first film, so that's pretty cool. He's doing that again. I can't recall if he did that in the Endgame and all that, but I think he did, didn't he? I don't know. But obviously we could see Star-Lord into the fight as well. And I would say this must be when them taking on, obviously, the High Evolutionaries, goons and all that. So I'd say it takes place there. We got Warlock on the floor, and then obviously we see him fighting Drax. And looks like here, I don't know if that was Drax's, but or Adam Warlock's, but one of them's got like a new kind of weapon. It's kind of like a lightning type kind of weapon. But it might be Adam Warlock, so, and it might not be a sword, maybe it's like blast beam, so looks like Warlock will have powers, just like he does in the comics, so that's pretty cool. Then we see looks like we see Groot and Nebula doing that, so it's like, this might be the moment when they're about to leave to do their mission. And we got Nebula being happy and all that. Then we see Drax following someone, and this is supposed to take place at the when they all got the orangey stuff on, and he's chewing like he normally does. Then we got the bit when looks like they're all trying to get out of there. Well, they're all walking together in that place. With Drax obviously looks like he got shot in the chest. Then obviously we got, this is one interesting, the High Evolutionary floating, and he's got his legs crossed. So that's pretty interesting. So he can sort of fly. I mean, I don't know if does he actually proper fly, or is that just, or is that his limit of flying, just that. Then we see like a new shot of Star-Lord, obviously running at someone and falling down like really high. And this bit is interesting. So we got Nebula waving to Drax. So I don't know. I'm not saying that's going to be by the end of the film, but it might be like after taking on Warlock and all that. Well, that's what I'm guessing. Star-Lord running, so when everything's going explosive around him, or on fire really. Then we got Mantis crying, so there's a possibility that maybe Star-Lord's going to die in this film, but I mean, we are going to get some characters get killed off in this. I mean, like I've already said, like I can see Drax killing off. I mean, possibilities of Star-Lord, because... And obviously it makes sense why Mantis would be upset, because obviously we learned in the Christmas that the brother's sister. So it might be that. Obviously a shot, we've seen this before with Quill screaming like he's seeing something bad. But obviously this time around they've added the sound with him screaming. But we still obviously the A's still going to show us like who it is. Then we see obviously the Guardian ship flying away from this weird organ kind of ship. We're getting blasted as well. And then I love how, obviously, you hear Walker in the background saying about we'll fly away together through the skies, all that, Now, and the last shot is we got Gamora when he's saying about, look, I'm not the person who you loved, And I love how she just goes like, I thought you can compare him to her, and that's Nebula. And I'm like, what? Star-Lord and Nebula? And I love how they both go like, that's ridiculous. And I love how this Quill just brings up about the eyes and goes like, about the black eyes, and this bit gets, really serious when obviously, and changed tone when Nebula says about my father replaced my actual eyes because of my failure, and I'm like, damn. And I love it how Nebula just says like, stop it, because he keeps staring at her. And obviously Gamora looking back at them is like, I'm surprised these two are not together, or how did I stand these two? And then I love it with the Quill and Quill and Nebula. Oh, that's just I did not see that one coming, so I can't wait to see the how those two bond really, because it's really interesting, because obviously with Gamora not being part of the team and losing the present Gamora, and I was like, it's gonna be interesting with Nebula being around on the team, and he's like, what's the chemistry going to be around Quill and her? But it looks like it's going to be like a banter friendship and all that. So I can't wait to see more of that kind of funniness. And obviously, Gamora throws more jokes like that, saying about, you two should be, are you sure you two are not together and all that? And I bet they both go like, no. But yeah, that's all we got from the trailer. So obviously, a reminder, it's coming out in obviously May. In the first week of May, hang on, let me get me notes up. It's for us in the UK, it's May the 5th. Obviously, that's a Friday. Well, as long as nothing's changed since then. So, from this, looks pretty cool. I was really hoping more on Warlock, but what we got here, like of new shots of him, looks not bad. I was hoping they might give us some dialogue, a dialogue bit, so we can see. So we can hear him talk, so I can go like, oh, okay, so this is what he sounds like and all that. And obviously, like I said, I was hoping maybe give us some clues on the stone on his forehead, or whatever it is, but looks like the Ace showing that off. So I can understand it, because maybe they don't want to spoil it, because if it is the Soul Gem, maybe he doesn't want to, excuse me, maybe they don't want to spoil that for us, which makes sense. Ooh, pardon me. But, like I said, he looks pretty cool, and the High Evolutionary, can't wait to see him, really. Can't wait to see the new characters, and the, obviously, our old characters again, for one last ride. It's going to be really interesting how this ends, really. So, that's all I've got to break down, so I will leave the link down in the description below, so you will see the trailer for yourself. Leave a comments down below. What did you think of this trailer? I mean, are you getting more hype for the film? What's your thoughts about the characters? And also, give your own... I want to hear your own thoughts. Do you think that Adam Warlock's thing on his forehead going to be the Soul Gem? Or do you think they're going to do something different? So that means that, oh, he ain't going to have nothing related to soul kind of power stuff. I would love to hear that down in the description below. Give this video a thumbs up. Share this out to your friends. So if they want to watch something different for a change, you know, show them one of my videos. And if they like it, they can subscribe to this channel. And if you are new to this channel, this is what I do. I do the Marvel and Transformers Cinematic Universe, the news. I do the Super Bowl TV spots. Obviously, I've been doing the shorts, you know, the new of the Transformers stuff. When I've done the news, I've done my shorts. And I'm really liking the reviews I'm getting out of that. And then I don't cover the spoilery kind of trailer clip wise for the Marvel Transformers. And then when it comes to when I do my spoilers, I only touch on the film side of the both of them. And last but not least, when you see my last Marvel video, click here, my channel. Make sure you click the bell so you can be notified when new videos are up. And here, hopefully by this point, it'll be the Transformers wise, it'll be Super Bowl trailer. So if you haven't watched it yet, go there, because it is good. And my reaction to it is really good. So that's it really, guys. So I hope you enjoy this reaction and breakdown video. Thank you for watching, and see you again soon. Peace.